India de 131st Constitutional Amendment Bill passed Kuribol Nimide, April 16 and 17 de Special Parliament Session Luadi Bill passed Kuribol Napara Upper Bharatiya Janata Party Bra Congress ki criticized Kritaka Homoy Nagaland Pradesh Congress Committee Bra Aji Bill Luigna Kotakrisha. NPCC President Aro Lok Sabha MP S. Subong Maran Bra Arop Lakaishigi Modi Sorgar Bra Women Reservation Laka Advantage Luigina Delimitations passed Kuribole Koshish Krisha. Idwin Hoigina BJP Sorgar Nichor Laka Mileage Nimide Women Reservation Istimal Kriya Se Kuigina Arop Lakaishe. NPCC Working President Krititonio Aro Se Apok Jamir Bravi Kotakrisha. Details Saisabo.
Respected our media fraternity, most respected our Working President Shri Kriti and Shri Siapuk Jamir, our Vice President Tapluakam, our General Secretary Akunyo, and the media friends. We all know that only recently, last April 16 and 17, we had special sessions in regard to the Article 131st, that amendment bill, which is brought in and then we discuss, where it has covered 3 bills: the women reservations, the delimitations, and then the adjustments of the upper house, the state legislative assemblies, and the legislative assemblies of national territory of Delhi. Everything we have discussed. Actually, the motive of the Modi government, they are very much aware of what is inside the bill and what was amended in 2023. And that Article 106 for the women reservations. Because it is clearly mentioned that no fresh adjustment of the constituencies until the relevant figures for the first census taking after the year, it says first census taking after the year 2026. And not only that, it has also mentioned that have been published. Knowing fully, they have brought in link the women reservation link with the delimitations. Now, here when the 2023 it was amended, and Amendment 106, Nari Vantan Ati Niyam. That is, and they have enacted Article 239A and 330A and 332A, where all the specific, the terms and conditions is already there. But knowing fully, they have taken the advantage of the women reservations. They was trying to pass the delimitations. Because once they know that without taking the advantage of the women reservations, delimitation is not possible, and they are aiming for 2029. Because for the larger states, especially they reference and they wanted to increase 816 to 850 seats, where every adjustment that they wanted to make in favor of the BJP party. So to have to achieve their goal, they have to sacrifice the women reservations. And once, because it's a constitutional matter, and they know that 2/3 majority, they are not in a position to get it. But still that they brought in and it was voted out. Now they have the strategy that the blame, the women reservations, the blame will give to the Indian bloc, especially reference with the Congress party and all the alliance of the Indian bloc. But the Indian bloc has very clearly, categorically mentioned in the House that if the Modi government is serious enough, they should bring the women reservation bill, the condition that it has to be implemented by 2029. But they could not answer on that. And since it is already clearly mentioned that it is not at all possible, not fresh adjustment. They know very well. And even the oppositions, the Congress bloc has even questioned the BJP government while having the deliberation discussions in the parliament that whether BJP is ready to give the prime minister to the lady, to the women, the speaker to the women, like which Congress during the Congress regime has done. But they could not answer. So it is just plain they have made a trap for the Indian bloc. But Indian bloc knows very well the tactics of how Modi government is playing, the BJP government is playing. That's why they have been voted out. Now see, 2011 census also, there's some liquidation is there. 2021 census, because of the pandemic, we could not have. And 2026 is just in the process for the census. So knowing all that, it definitely will take time. And women reservations, BJP government is not willing to give. So the Indian bloc, we are going to insist the Modi government that during the monsoon sessions, they should bring the bill to immediately implement by 2029. By 2029, the parliamentary elections, the women reservations should be effected, and they should bring a special bill so that the women, the reservations should be preserved and it should be dignified and honored. Now see, yesterday our Mahila BJP Morja, they had the press conference, and then they are saying that Congress and the Indian bloc, we are not honoring the women reservation bill. But it is quite contrary that they are the ones who are not willing to implement these women reservations. Instead, they are using the women reservations for their political mileage, especially the West Bengal elections, and then the Tamil Nadu and other states. They are referring to what was happened in the parliament, how they were debated, and how they don't want, but they have made a trap for the oppositions, but they themselves have trapped it and what they have made. So those are the things which it is clearly mentioned. And secondly, even for the delimitations also, the smaller states, yes, Nagaland, maybe one seat may increase in the parliament, but there, when rationally, when we say about the technicality, with 2 MP seats, where will be the 33 reservations for the women? That also, we have to fight. We have to fight, and then rationally, the government of India has to come, and the act, it has to pass. Otherwise, again, it will deprive the Nagaland state. With 2 MPs, if we insist for the 33%, it will be a problem. Now we have to see that region-wise, for the smaller state also, we have to fight, and we have to see that women reservation is availed by our Naga women. So all this, I think we have to seriously, rationally monitor, instead of fighting among the party, politicizing out of this issue. Instead of that, rationally we have to bring back that with these women reservations, we should avail our women of the Nagaland state also should avail the 32% reservation. No doubt, in the state, yes, it is a laid down rules there, so the 32% will be availed, even in the municipal and then the town councils. Now we are enjoying. So state definitely once the women reservations has implemented, state also it will be definitely we are going to get, but we have to see the higher positions also, like in the Lok Sabha. So all those things are there. So this is one of the things where we have to ponder, since especially in the northeastern states like Manipur, Arunachal, or that way Mizoram, Assam, or Nagaland, we have politically we have negotiated settlements. Everything is going on. So even for the delimitations, for the seats also, accordingly we have to take up very seriously. So here, instead of politicizing among the parties in the state, we all should come together and see that it has implemented and if we can do it now, it will be the advantage for our generations. So I built all the parties, especially to the BJPs, that it should not be politicized, but think for our state, and we have to work out rationally. Now we have our working president Kriti, who is a senior most advocate in the High Court, and then the Siabuk Jamir, the working president who is ex-MB and ex-minister. So they can also highlight on these issues. Thank you.
Issue of the reservation, the delimitation issue which has been raised now. If we see to it as to how this special session in the Parliament has been summoned this time to take up the issue, I would say that it is politically miscalculated move by the BJP, because when we come to reservation and the delimitation issue, especially on the reservation as to how it has been highlighted in the Parliament, we have to see that in order to fulfill all this, there should be an updated population census, and in which delimitation can be effectively taken into consideration, and after that, the reservation can be enforced on the 33% reservation. And the issue has to be taken on the wider consultation, where we have to take everyone into confidence. This is part of democracy, where we have to strengthen the system, where we have to debate on anything which we disagree. And in this respect, the BJP today, after being defeated in the motion, they are blaming the Congress. But as we have seen, the bill of the reservation was passed in 2023 on 20th September. And on the same day, it was passed in the Rajya Sabha, and subsequently, it was signed by the President on the 28th September. So, despite of bringing it into a law and for its implementation, today, BJP, with a hidden agenda, they want to bring out delimitation issue aiming for 2029 election. But at the same time, they want to bring this women reservation, since assembly election is going on in West Bengal and also Telangana is going to be there, and seeing that women participation in these two states are a big force, and where there is no BJP government. So in order to create confusion, they have brought this women reservation issue, which it should not be brought for discussion, but rather this bill has been already passed and it has become an act, and it should have gone for implementation. But as I've stated, the implementation requires certain stages where we have to have an updated census, then the effectiveness of the delimitation in which the exercise is to be taken, after which the reservation has to be enforced. These are the things which technically we have to take into consideration. It cannot be taken randomly. And while coming to the state, I would like also to make a clarification on the MPF party, alleging our two MPs not resident in the parliament on this issue of the reservation. But whereas from the Congress party side, our MP, Honorable MP Sapon Merit, has taken part in the debate in this recent, discussion in the parliament about the reservation, which he has highlighted with special consideration to Nagaland and about the Naga political issue, which is in the process, for which our delimitation issue also will be hampered. All these things he has raised the matter in the parliament. So as to how MPF is ignorant about all this proceeding that has taken place in the assembly and raising it over here in the local level. And at the same time, they also say that they have not been consulted. But they are a regional party, they are not national party. And they are making alliance with BJP. So they should have brought the issue, consult within themselves with BJP alliance partner and take it to the national level rather than try to blow their own trumpet here in the state level and create confusion in the minds of our people, especially on the reservation and the delimitation issue.
Just wanted to also add on, though this Nari Shakti bill was passed in 2023, unanimously, you can say, with the support of all the political parties. But the very fact that it has been delayed and a notification to that effect has been only passed in April 2026 for the bill to be effective. That shows that there is no sincerity in the present government for implementing this bill altogether. Secondly, the very fact that this special parliament session was summoned, especially during this electioneering period, shows the malified intent of this BJP government to take advantage in this election process. I believe that this is also a violation of the Election Code of Conduct, and the Chief Election Commission should have taken action, even though it is the Prime Minister who's at fault. We have all seen his statement in the social media asking for forgiveness for not having passed the bill and literally blaming the Congress party and its alliance, or you can say the India bloc, for the failure of the bill being passed in this session. But everybody is aware, the women folks of the country are not fools, and I believe that his move is more towards taking an advantage in the West Bengal elections. But may I also say that in West Bengal itself, they have passed a lot of other bills within the state they have implemented, which is benefiting the Mahilas by and large, in fact, more than 33% also. If you see today, the Chief Minister of West Bengal is also a female, it's a lady. The Chief Secretary is also a woman. Then you have a lot of these responsible organizational posts, even in their own cadre, which is also held by the women folks. And even in the parliament, you see a large representative of women, especially from the Trinamool Congress. So even though he has made this effort, not for the sake of the women's reservation, but for his own selfish end of taking advantage in this coming elections. Otherwise, this special session could have been easily called after the 29th of April when the election process has ended. But the intent was not that, but the public are not fools, and I'm sure that they are fully aware of what the intent of the Prime Minister is. So this is something which I would like to also express to you.